In the late 1960s, America was facing a kind of fear it had never experienced before. A killer wasn't just murdering people in silence, he was communicating with the entire nation. He sent letters to newspapers, challenged the police, and promised more violence. He gave himself a name that would soon become legendary. He called himself the Zodiac Killer. The nightmare began on December 20th, 1968, on a quiet stretch of road near Lake Herman in California. Two teenagers were sitting inside their car, enjoying what should have been an ordinary evening. Suddenly, a gunman approached. The boy was shot and killed almost instantly. The girl tried to escape, running into the darkness, but she was shot multiple times and collapsed only a short distance away. There was no robbery, no clear motive, and no suspect. At the time, police believed it was an isolated incident. They were terribly wrong. Months later, on July 4, 1969, another couple was attacked at Blue Rock Springs Park. This time, the male victim survived and provided investigators with critical information. Just days after the attack, newspapers across California received disturbing handwritten letters. In them, the writer took responsibility for the murders. One line shocked the entire nation: "I like killing people because it is so much fun." The letters were signed with a strange symbol and a name that would spread fear across America: Zodiac. What made the Zodiac Killer different was his desire for attention. He didn't want to remain hidden. He wanted to be seen, heard, and feared. He sent cryptic coded messages to newspapers, daring anyone to solve them. One of the ciphers was eventually cracked by a schoolteacher and his wife. The decoded message revealed a chilling belief. Zodiac thought that the people he killed would become his slaves in the afterlife. While the public panicked, Zodiac seemed to enjoy every moment of control. On September 27, 1969, the killer struck again at Lake Berryessa. In broad daylight, a man wearing a black executioner-style hood approached a young couple near the lake. On his chest was the Zodiac symbol. He tied them up and stabbed them repeatedly. Before leaving, he calmly wrote the dates of his previous attacks on the victim's car door. Miraculously, one victim survived long enough to describe the attacker. Still, Zodiac disappeared once again. Just weeks later, in October 1969, the Zodiac committed one of his most infamous crimes. He shot and killed a taxi driver named Paul Stine on a quiet street in San Francisco. Witnesses saw the killer calmly wiping the cab before walking away. Police arrived within minutes, and a patrol car even passed him nearby. But due to a mistaken suspect description, officers failed to stop him. It was the closest anyone ever came to catching the Zodiac Killer. As the years passed, investigators searched desperately for answers. Several suspects were questioned, including a man named Arthur Leigh Allen, who many believed fit the profile. But evidence was never strong enough. DNA samples were inconclusive. Fingerprints did not fully match. No confession could be proven. Slowly, the case grew cold. The Zodiac Killer was never caught because of multiple failures. Police departments struggled to share information. Forensic technology was limited at the time. Media pressure created confusion. And the killer himself was careful, changing locations, methods, and patterns. He knew how to stay invisible while keeping the entire country afraid. Then suddenly, the letters stopped. Some believe the Zodiac died. Others believe he chose to disappear and live a normal life, hidden in plain sight. Decades later, the case remains officially unsolved, leaving behind one haunting question. Was the Zodiac Killer a criminal mastermind, or simply a man who got incredibly lucky?